Assyria was a kingdom in northern Mesopotamia. Located in what is today northern Iraq and southeastern Turkey, it became an independent nation in the 14th century BC and became a major power in the Fertile Crescent. Its power declined after the death of Tukulti-Ninurta I in 1208 BC, after which it was gained again for a while during the 11th century under the reign of Tiglath-Pileser I. After Tiglath, the entire Middle Eastern region was busy trying to keep out the invading semi-nomadic Arameans. Assyrian kings began expanding again in the 9th century BC until the 7th century. Some strong kings in Assyria were Tiglath-Pileser III, Sargon II, Sennacherib, and Esarhaddon, who expanded the empire to control most of the Middle East, from Egypt to the Persian Gulf. The last great ruler of Assyria was Ashurbanipal, whose last years of life and death in 627 BC were not very well documented. Assyria was eventually destroyed in 612 BC. The Assyrians are remembered for having one of the most advanced militaries of their time. Their highly trained soldiers were the best of their kind. Also, all of their kings reigned as absolute rulers in a despotic government. This means the kings had complete power and were supported by regional governors. The Assyrians also employed scribes to write out everything from royal decrees to love letters. These scribes wrote on clay tablets and used a kind of writing known as cuneiform writing. Tablets have been found from the Assyrian Empire that are approximately 4,000 years old. The Assyrians kept extensive records of commercial transactions, such as leases, rentals, loans, etc. Even though the Assyrians gave a lot of attention to expanding their empire, that doesn't mean they ignored their already built cities. In Nineveh, their capital for a time, the Assyrians built a huge library containing 20,000 to 30,000 clay tablets. Included in them is a nearly complete list of the rulers of the Near Middle East. Also, some people believe that the Assyrians built the Hanging Gardens in Nineveh. According to common belief, the Hanging Gardens were built in Babylon, but the remains of the garden were never found, so it is possible that they did reside in Nineveh. Another of the many advanced cities in Assyria is the city of Arbel. Arbel was a center of communication and a crossroad of many caravan routes, bringing in lots of trade for the Assyrian Empire. The Assyrians were a technologically advanced people, and they applied their technology in a variety of ways. For example, their military used the newly discovered metal, iron, in their helmets, shields, spears, swords, and other armor. The Assyrian army could also cross deep water by utilizing pontoon-like boats that they created. Another technological advance they took advantage of was a system they established that was similar to the Pony Express. Using this message delivery system, a governor from any part of the kingdom could send a question to the palace and get an answer from the king within a week. Polytheism, or the worship of many gods, was a principal part of the Assyrian religion. This religion was known as Asherism, after their main god Asher. In fact, the reason why their oldest capital city is called Asher is after the god. The Assyrian economy revolved around agriculture and herding. This is most likely because the main part of their empire was located in the Fertile Crescent, which is some of the most fruitful soil in the world. Also, because the territory they controlled was so vast, the Assyrians collected lots of money from caravans and other traders. Also, the Assyrians had one of the most advanced militaries of their time. Almost every warrior was equipped with an iron-tipped spear and an iron sword. Also, they had many highly trained archers. These armies had some men with huge shields that would protect them and some of their comrades from enemy archers. The Assyrians were extremely smart in preparing for their battles. Many times they were able to siege a city because they had planned their attack very well. The army used the technique of sapping, digging under the walls to weaken them, in order to force their way past the walls of cities. Many kings were also extremely brutal in the treatment of the people they captured. Kings often skinned captives alive, or subjected them to other kinds of torture. One king even bragged of burning to death 3,000 captives after one of their victorious battles. Like all civilizations, however, Assyria had to come to an end. In 612 BC, the capital city of Nineveh was sacked by the Babylonians and the Medes. In 605 BC, the Assyrian Empire was completely overrun and was no longer an independent nation.